Hey, it's me, Riker. Today we're going to have a look at the brand new Graveborn hero, Lady Simona the Bowringer. Now, this hero wears cloth-based gear, is part of the mage class, and her primary role is to provide a significant amount of buffs to your allies through her energy recovery and damage increase that she provides for your teammates as well. So let's have a look at her skills. Her ultimate ability, Dirge of Devouring. Now, when it is used passively, Lady Simona's normal attacks drain energy from an enemy hero and stores it within her bow. So she'll steal 70 energy points and store 700 energy points within her bow. Now, when she activates her ultimate, Lady Simona activates her bow to deal 3 strikes or wave-like effects of damage equal to 210% of her attack rating to enemies within a certain range in front of her, and she'll restore 150 points of energy to all allied heroes when she uses this effect. If any energy is stored in her bow, it will be distributed to allied heroes as well. So on top of the 150 points of energy that she provides, she'll also provide extra energy up to 700 points of energy equally amongst all allies. Level 2, increase the damage of this effect to 280%, and the level 3, when activated, restores 300 energy points to all allied heroes when she uses her ultimate ability. So from this single ability, this is an energy battery that she can provide to your allied heroes, and she's part of the mage class. So let's have a look at the next ability. Depleting Resonance. At the start of battle, Lady Simona forms a bond with an enemy hero for 8 seconds, during which they become her resonator. Resonators cannot deal damage to Lady Simona, and when they are healed, Lady Simona will receive some of the healing effect. When the bond duration expires, the resonator is banished for a certain duration. Periodically during battle, Lady Simona will select the enemy hero that deals the most damage to bond with and make her their resonator. Bonds cannot be formed with bosses. Level 2, increase the percentage of healing Lady Simona receives. So this is a total of 50% increased healing that Simona will receive. The level 3, increase the duration of the banishment after the bond duration to 3 seconds. So the banishment is 1 second when you unlock it, and 3 seconds when you upgrade Lady Simona. And the 4 upgrade, when banishing the resonator, Lady Simona will drain all of their energy and store it in her bow. So this battery that she can keep on funneling this energy to her allies and to herself. So let's have a look at the next ability, Phantom Bow. Lady Simona will create a phantom bow for 9 seconds in an area where enemies are gathered, prioritizing resonators. Now, a resonator will be a little bow-like effect on top of an enemy or an icon. However, the phantom bow will be an entire duration or an area of effect circle that will be marked on the ground when it is in effect. This damage increases over time. If a resonator is in range of the phantom, the damage of their ultimate will be reduced. So it is reduced by 50%, and every time they cast their ultimate, the phantom's range will be expanded by 20% for a max expansion of 60%. The phantom deals damage equal to 150 to 550% of attack rating per second to enemies within range. This damage increases over time, so you can see it starts off low and gets higher and higher over time. The level 3. If a resonator is in range of the phantom, the damage of their ultimate will be reduced by 80%. So this is a significant amount of damage reduction provided to your allies as well. The level 4 or 13 Engravings. The magic damage dealt to enemies within range of the phantom is increased by 40%. So this is the area-like effect that she does on the ground. So let's have a look at the next ability, Devastating Bane. The first time Lady Simona banishes a resonator, her normal attack changes to deal AoE damage. For every additional resonator she banishes, her normal attack's damage is increased further. So we can see it is constantly increasing by 10%. The level 2, after banishing the first resonator, normal attack damage is increased to 175% of attack rating. The level 3, after taking AoE damage from Lady Simona, the enemy's magic resist is reduced by 10 points for 3 seconds, and the 60 engravings or level 4 upgrade. After taking AoE damage from Lady Simona, the enemy's magic resist is reduced by 30 points for 3 seconds. So let's have a look at her signature item. Now, when you unlock her signature item, Soaring Sonata, every time Lady Simona stores a certain amount of energy, in this case 260 points, in her bow during the battle, her magic pierce is permanently increased by 1 point. The level 10. For every 200 points Lady Simona stores in her bow during battle, her magic pierce is permanently increased by 1 point as well. So this lowers the threshold. The level 20. The energy Lady Simona drains from enemies when using her normal attack is increased to 135 points, so that means she can supercharge or become an even more powerful energy battery for her allies. And the 30 signature item unlock, energy storage limit of the bow is increased to 1,300 points. So it increased from 700 all the way to 1,300 points. So let's have a look at her furniture. Now, when you unlock the let's have a look at the furniture. The reverberating echo, or the 3 out of 3 unlock, when Lady Simona takes damage or suffers health loss, 45% is taken by the resonator instead. The total amount of damage transmitted during a single bond cannot exceed 80% of Lady Simona's max health. And the 9 out of 9, when an enemy is within range of a phantom bow, any shield that they have will be destroyed, and the first shield they gain while within range is broken as well. Resonators cannot gain a shield while within range of the phantom bow, so this is a significant debuff applied to the enemies. So let's have a look at how she does in battle. So over here we're going to start off with the training dummy over here. Now, when she walks onto the battle, we can see she applies the mark on the enemy, and this is the Phantom Bow, which applies an area-like effect on the battlefield, and the Phantom Bow will constantly spawn where a resonator is. So this icon above the enemy is a resonator icon. So as we can see, the enemy got banished, and the Phantom Bow got spawned in that area as well. So let's have a look at our ultimate. So our ultimate, she'll summon 3 waves, as we can see over there. 3 waves of continuous damage to the enemies. There we go. And she's continuing buffing her allies and giving them energy. So let's have a look at how this hero does at a much higher level deficit. Now, we cannot fully test how effective this hero can be because she supplies energy and control-like effects on the enemy. Now, if you're fighting a boss, this might be less effective. However, if the boss uses the ultimate, your allies will take significantly less damage from the enemy's attacks. Now, as we can see from here, even though she's not primarily a damage dealer, she still can provide a significant amount of damage to her allies, and also she can be an energy battery, as we can see from these teams over here, where she can supercharge your allies, allowing them to ult even faster. So let's have a look at this gameplay over here. So in this case over here, I've placed her in the back middle position. This will allow her to target multiple enemies with her bow. Now, another effect that will be extremely powerful with her is any allied hero that can group up enemies. So if you have like Odin or Tamras who can group up enemies, her damage will be much higher, as all the enemies will be tightly grouped up on a singular point, allowing her to deal multiple wave-like damage effects onto the enemy. In addition, her Phantom Bow will strike multiple targets at the same time, and also the enemies will take more damage, 40% more damage, if they're within range of her Phantom Bow over here. So as we can see, this is the wave-like effect that is hitting enemies multiple times if they're standing directly in front of her. So if you place it in the bottom middle or bottom or top part of the formation, she might be missing all of her wave-like effects when she hits the enemies over here. So what is the minimum investment that I would recommend into this hero? Now, I would highly recommend getting this hero's 30 signature item. The reason for this, as she can supercharge or be an even more effective energy battery, as she can store more energy and she can steal more energy from the enemy's heroes. Now, she can steal up to 135 5 points, which can supercharge how much energy she can transfer to her allies, and the max limit, which is increased to 1,300 points that she can funnel to her allied heroes. Now, I would not recommend necessarily getting her furniture, as this does not provide any additional effects that can make her more effective, allow our allies to deal more damage, or her to be more effective when paired with certain allied heroes. Now, the singular effect that might be useful is the removal of enemy shields. This might be an interesting effect, especially when fighting a certain twisted realm or cursed realm enemies. Now, the next thing that I would recommend investing in her is getting at least her 30 engravings over here. The reason for this is you'll be able to increase your allies' damage that you'll deal to the enemies up to 40% when the enemies are grouped up. So if you can group up the enemies, this effect will be highly potent and sought after in order to deal that maximum damage to the enemy heroes. Now, I would not recommend getting her 60 engravings, as it is not effective for her because she does not deal the most amount of damage, and various other allies can do more damage than this hero. So I'll recommend getting her 30 signature item and 30 engravings.